music.
He's not a bat, he's a man who fights crime. And we're gonna watch him fight for a minute at a time. With John and Niall and a guest who just rhyme. It's Bat Minute!
Hello, and welcome to another week of Bat Minute Returns, the podcast where we finish suiting up so we can take a dander. Gander? What the hell am I talking about? At Tim Burton's 1992 Batman sequel, Batman Returns, 1 minute at a time. Oh my god, I thought I was done. Oh my god, I'm all over the place today already. But I'm one of the hosts, Niall McGowan.
And your host who's got this thing well in hand, it is I, John Parker. And I probably sound a little different. I'm on a different microphone today.
Oh, there's people now just like, wait, what the hell was that? Who is this mystery person?
Where's the other host gone? That other guy, that loser. I want him back.
We're all out of sorts today. What's happening? When today we're joined by... Oh, I didn't actually... How do you want to be introduced, Lal?
Just Lal?
No, you need a thing. Like, friend of the show, Bat Minute P.A. We always jokingly call it.
Tireless P.A.?
It's an Alan Partridge reference that only I understand.
I understand it too.
Oh, you got it. I didn't think you got it.
Of course I got it. But yes, we are joined by Lal. Yep. I don't know what other one.
Hello.
Hello. My other half, indoors. The old ball and chain.
We're here today to talk about minute 76 of Batman Returns, which begins with a cat getting frantic in a car, and it ends a minute later with the circus coming to town. So just jump on in here, because we're still mid shot of Selina Kyle trying to get ready in this car, which just seems like the thing is because that Catwoman outfit, how much effort there is to put that on in reality.
Oh yeah, are we meant to believe she's doing that while driving?
Yeah, like she's going to be able to you just stick on the top, and then it's like a jumpsuit. You put on the rest of it.
Oh no.
No, too much. It's like, no, she's going to need to get fastened into that and vacuum sealed and stuff.
Yeah, it's a bit Elizabethan. It takes a team to get into this costume.
I have to say, I really relate to this because this is like my morning routine. Frantic. John can confirm.
Oh yeah. No punctuality with you.
Absolutely last minute. Fumbling to get ready. It's very relatable.
I think the earliest you've ever been is 15 minutes late for an event.
Probably about right.
Yeah. I just still have the mental image though, of Selina's pulled over to the side. She's got out a vacuum sealer thing, and she's other people crossing the road. It's what is this woman dressed up like that Catwoman? Trying to suck herself in tight into a suit or something.
Oh yeah, maybe it's one of those. I remember when I was a kid and I'd stay up late, and back then TV would kind of it was after TV stopped, but it was before TV was 24 hours. So you'd have weird adverts, and there was always adverts at 3 a.m. for those bags you put your clothes in. And then you hoover them, and it shrinks your clothes down into these tiny packets.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's that same device, but she just sort of sticks it on a belly button.
As we think later on, when Catwoman's hard up for money, she's like, I could use this. Her on TV. He's like, you ever need to get into a really insanely tight catsuit at a moment's notice?
Always.
When she's not in the suit, it's just this giant baggy thing, and then every time she steps into it, does it up and then sucks it shut.
I don't know whether you've already mentioned this, but apparently the suit is based on a calico cat.
Oh.
Which is the type of cat that Drusilla is. It doesn't look the colours, which I thought was weird, but when I researched it, it said that Burton wanted it to look like a calico, so that's why it's all patchy and patchworked, to look like a calico cat's fur.
Ah, that's cool, yeah, because that's... if you don't know what a calico is, it's like a cat with three colours, white, black, and orange. It's all
our little baby.
our little baby. Yes, Drusilla. Hello, Drusilla.
Hello.
They are always girls. Well, 99% of the time they're girls. But yeah, it's weird that they would base the pattern on that specifically, not the colours.
Maybe because they're known for being quite feisty as well. Even though it is a colour, it's not like a breed or anything. They are known as having like tortitude, they call it. So, and she's quite a feisty character, so there could be something about that there.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, yeah, that brings up a point. Tortitude, you say. Because if you're confused, English listeners, calico is the American term. Tortoiseshell and white is the English term.
It's not as good, that either.
And look, I always thought like the patchwork thing was just to be like, oh, it's like her fractured psyche. It's like all these little. It looks like the whole costume's kind of broken up and stuff. But I guess it's like.
Oh, that's definitely a part of it.
That's probably a mirror too.
But actually, while we're on the subject though, because I've got some info. Because this isn't, this ain't the first costume Catwoman's had in history. And I've actually got a little breakdown of the various costumes that Catwoman has worn throughout her whole her mainstay. Actually, because it's a whole big thing, I'll send over a picture to you guys so you can see. I'll post it in the society. The listeners cave.
The society.
It was the society last year, wasn't it? Was the society? Yes.
It was last year. Because I just copied Star Wars Minutes shamelessly, and then I decided, you know what? We're established now. We're a thing. I can personalize it somehow.
And people came in like, listeners cave. Who do these guys think they are?
Big shots.
It works so much better though. So that was good touch, John. Well done.
Well, thank you very much.
But yeah, you see, back in the beginning in 1940, when Selina Kyle was merely the cat, she had a period where she wore this sort of long green dress with an orange cape, or sort of variations thereof. There's other stories where she has like a big orange dress with a red cape and stuff.
What's cat like about green?
Sounds like Robin, doesn't it? It sounds like a Robin costume, green and red.
Oh, is that the
Green and
idea?
orange.
Like a kind of a twisted Robin?
I think it was just like at the time they're like, oh, this looks kind of fashionable for like this sort of, cool young woman to go about in. And yeah, so for a while she was going about with this, big kind of long green. Like I sent the picture to you guys. You can see all the various guises she has. But then at one point they decided to add in, because originally she was just going around maskless, or she used to go in various disguises and stuff. But then
with no disguise like proper, no set disguise.
Well, that's the thing. Then eventually they did add in a cat mask, but it's like a big furry, kind of realistic looking, like cat head she used to kind of wear.
Oh, that's
so
creepy.
It just looked like a woman's body with a big freaky cat head.
Oh my god, that's amazing! That's like a horror movie.
Yeah, it's like the original version of The Fly, only with a cat's head.
It sounds like one of those Japanese mascots.
Yes. That every town and city has their own weird little mascot, like in the Sanrio style.
Maybe that's why they changed it. They're like, oh Christ! Apparently, some town in Japan says we're stolen the style. But then in 1947, she swapped over to a much more sort of iconic, well-known appearance, where she was still wearing a long dress, but it was purple, a green cape, still the Joker's colors there, the purple and green.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's weird. Purple and green.
Yeah, and
Should always be seen, but maybe not on a cat.
Not on a cat, no.
On the Joker, sounds cat, man.
On me, on Niall.
It used to have the long sort of cut up the side, so you get a whole big exposed leg there, getting a bit saucy with Catwoman. And at this point, she did have a mask. She had a purple sort of vaguely cat-like mask, and then this cascading black hair that came out the back. And that kind of that was a costume they made variations on, up to even like current times. You'll get like Catwoman in a purple cat suit with the hair coming out the back, usually presented with these big long black curls and stuff. Obviously with the cast Michelle Pfeiffer, they're like, she can be blonde, who cares? But then of course by the time Catwoman rolled around in the 60s, when they had to adapt her for the 60s show, at some point, I don't know whether it would have been based on like the Avengers at all, the popularization of Emma Peel, but like, or somebody maybe was just like, Catwoman would make sense for her to wear a cat suit. So then
It does make sense. I love that change. That's the right step to be taken from what you've described previously.
Oh, totally. So then with the, I believe it was Lee Merriweather first wars. She shows up, sort of spangly black cat suit, domino cat mask and whatnot as well. Much more iconic look. Again, free flowing hair and whatnot as well.
Which wouldn't really help being a cat burglar.
No. Well, that's a lot of things you get in a lot of these comic outfits then, where it's like, why even like Robin and stuff, like, why isn't the head covered? Like, wouldn't that be a thing you'd want to do? Plus, aren't you leaving like hairs and stuff lying around all over the place? Are you not basically just inviting yourself, like, well, any forensics now is going to know exactly who it is because your freaking hair's lying all over the goddamn place.
She has lovely hair. She has a lovely, like, 60s bouffant, doesn't she? If memory serves. I haven't got a picture, but she does look fab. And Selina's hair is looking also gorgeous in this scene as well. I'm very jealous of the volume.
Oh, she looks amazing throughout the whole film.
Wish I could get that volume on my hair. Just ain't gonna happen.
Oh wait, no, I'm double checking my notes here. It was Julie Newmar who was the first Catwoman. So I was like, oh, that's where she would have.
I was wondering which order it was in because I knew they both did it, but I was thinking it was the other way around, but I didn't want to doubt you. You know more than me. Yeah,
Julie Newmar was the first Catwoman in the series. Then in the film, Lee Merriweather played her, and then in the next season of the show, Eartha Kitt took over.
Yeah, who's great, but why?
Darling.
It's just like, oh, she's a cool known entity. Like everyone knows who Eartha. Well, I guess back then everyone knew who Eartha Kitt was.
Yeah, she's got a good voice. But why change it? Like, it's meant to be the same person as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I don't think they ever allude to the fact that like this is clearly a different woman.
It's cool having a woman of colour though, isn't it? In those times, I think that's really cool, and she is such an icon. So.
Where she, briefly in 1967 alone in the comics, they introduced her in a green cat suit.
With the bloody green! Stop!
Yeah. And she's wearing kind of like these. The mask looks more like it's big glasses and stuff, and she's got the cat of nine tails now. But it just
like that. That's interesting.
She looks more kind of like a mermaid or something, or like some sort of aqua themed villainous. It doesn't seem very Catwoman like.
Yes, because we all know that cats love water.
They like drinking it.
Well, only because they have to. They don't enjoy it.
But then, in 1969, she was given a sort of drastic rehaul with this big brown mask and sort of like a blue tights with a big, very kind of almost pirate-looking boots with like a buckle on it and stuff.
I'm into that, but again, not good for cat burgling.
Yeah, and a very
buckles jangling.
At one point, they actually thought like, "Oh, we'll stick on a tail on Catwoman," which is I always think is a bad decision. Anything the whole thing is like, cat burgling. It's supposed to be tight. Nothing hanging off you. No hair hanging out the back. No capes. No goddamn tails and stuff. But
covered, but slinky.
Yeah. Then we had variations on that sort of purple outfit with a green cape, etc., etc. Then in 1986, they decided to give her a gray all over cat suit, very kind of similar to what you'd see in the animated series that was coming like right around the corner after this movie.
Okay, I can go with that. That's okay.
Yeah, but only they didn't have the belt that she has in that, and there's not the sort of old fashioned arm length gloves hadn't made an appearance yet. And they actually had whiskers on her, which is another kind of like, I guess. What,
physical whiskers or drawn on the?
No, it was actual sticking out of her face whiskers and stuff.
Oh, no.
That's weird.
Thing is, though, people may have seen, we've mentioned before, and actually, again, I'll send over to the group chat here, this picture so you guys can see it yourselves. But when Annette Bening, when she was already cast as Catwoman, they had concept art of what the suit was going to like. Very drastically different to what it ended up being. But so a big cat mask, kind of similar to the cat mask we ended up getting. A sort of It has a kind of Dracula like popped collar. Then it goes in tight around the neck, and then it's all cleavage. Like it's this big, and it's even in the concept art they've given it like a deliberate nip slip. They're going to have this. Yeah, this nip slip was built into the costume, I guess.
It's a precursor to the nipples in the next movie.
Ah, that's what influenced it all along.
This is those nipples peeking around the corner, getting ready for their day.
That's a bit much. I mean, I like the erotic nature of the Catwoman costume in this one, but this is a bit too far.
And it looks at the rest of that. It looks like the underside of the breasts and like the corset. It looked like it might be made of metal or something, but it might just be the way it's drawn. I can't quite tell what's going on there.
It's a lot of scaffolding. It does not look comfortable at all.
I don't think it's about comfort.
I mean, bras themselves aren't comfortable. That looks like a torture device for the breasts.
Well, some people are into that.
Could be Annette Bening actually saw this concept art and she was just like, Warren, get me pregnant. I want any way out of this damn movie.
Nope,
I'm not wearing that.
I'm out of this.
But in that outfit, she actually did have whiskers as well. You can see the plan was to have big whiskers sticking out of her face. I don't know.
Into that, no.
Unless it was like, was this part of a weapon she was going to use? She could point them out and then poke people with the whiskers?
They could be like little tiny needles, and she can throw them at people. Like,
Poison darts.
Poison darts, yeah. But then what if they accidentally went into your own cheek?
Yeah. Well, that's always a thing with any of these sort of like things in like X-Men and stuff. You'll have like characters throwing out like things that they have on their person. It's like, well, that was the break. Like even with the Joker in the last movie, he's got acid coming out of his flower. Presumably, he's got like a container of acid inside his jacket. Well, that container breaks, and all of a sudden you're friggin' scalded with acid. I guess for the Joker, it's like, oh,
he doesn't care.
Yeah, I've been there, done that, but
it's nothing to me.
But yeah, but that's that was the last Catwoman design before we got this design. Obviously, there's been many since, many pretty much based on this version because they kind of hit the real stride with this. It's like, oh yeah, that's a good look. We should keep doing that. So, you'll get the 30 odd years since this movie came out, the many iterations of Catwoman. You usually see some level of influence from this movie on most of them. So, yeah.
Which is a good thing in my my eyes.
Oh yeah, totally. But then the cut from that, we do it within the minute. Go back to the minute here.
What?
Backtrack.
And then we get the Batman very, very daintily picking up his cowl. There, it looks like, no, I don't want to break it.
It's delicate. It's porcelain. Yeah. Now they're not aware they're going into the same fight here.
No.
Are they? Which is funny because they were just on a date and they've rushed off to go to the same battle.
Yeah,
which is great. I love this.
I like the fact though Selina Kyle's going to have to try to squeeze into that batsuit, and that's the same. Like you think that would take ages. That's the length of time it takes Batman to just get ready normally. Like,
well, he's got makeup to apply, all kinds of things.
Well, to be fair, so does Catwoman. But I guess maybe because she is a woman, maybe she's like, more adept at it. That she's just like, I've been doing this since I was a kid.
No, she's got that makeup shotgun that Homer invents.
She managed to fine tune it so it properly worked and stuff.
I was just about to make a Simpsons reference, actually.
Yes,
the way
the
way he's lined the boots up reminds me of Homer when he opens his wardrobe and he has the exact same trousers and top in his wardrobe.
Yeah.
It's like just the same pair of boots.
It's quite funny, actually, because I think we mentioned that, was it last minute, where he's got all the same of the main outfit as well. We didn't of all people, we did not mention that Simpsons thing. So I'm surprised you have, Lol, because I know you're not as keen on it as me.
Batman has definitely got OCD, or he's got some sort of like spectral disorder. Not to shame people with that, but he's far too organised.
There's nothing wrong with being organised. Yeah, maybe he's got bad eyes like me. I have to have all my stuff for the shower in an order. Right, in the shower, like body wash. I used to have shampoo. I don't anymore because I'm bald. But it has to be in a specific order because I'm blind. I can't see what I'm picking up, so I need to know the order.
Does he not wear glasses? He does wear glasses, doesn't he?
He does.
So
He does. Yeah.
Probably does have shit eyesight.
No, but he surely has contacts in when he's Batman. Come on.
I think the glasses are probably just reading glasses. So it's like as long as he's maybe you should see some shots of Batman having to read the paper or something. I'm like, what was that?
As Batman, he pulls the glasses out. There can be those bat glasses that like goth girls wear, like sunglasses, you know.
Would they be called bat glasses like the old 60s?
Probably.
With like little opera glasses he has to hold in a stick because he can't get it on his face properly. It's like, well, what was that say? Is that Axis Chemicals over there? I can't make out the sign. Should mention, though, in talking about the boots, though, because this is, of course, the updated new Nike-sponsored Bat boots. So people listening to last season will recall that originally in the first movie, because John Peters insisted on a Nike sponsorship, that they originally gave Batman the, what do we call them, the Air Trainer 3s.
Yes.
He wore in that one. And it had
Quite different.
Yeah, they had the yellow Nike tick thing, painted black. And yeah, they just
of course.
Yeah, they just added in a kind of shin guard and whatnot, like a top to the boot. This time he's updated for whatever reason. They updated him to Air Jordan 6. So he's
you want to be able to fly like Jordan, of course.
I'll have to say, like later on, we see him make that landing with the glider thing. It's like I think you're gonna need a tougher boot to withstand coming from mid-air to the crashing on your feet into the ground.
They look pretty tough, though. I mean, I know they're not because you've just told me what they are, and I knew anyway from my research. But they look like proper boots.
Mm.
He has many pairs anyway, so if one does get destroyed in the landing, he's not short on them, is he?
He's taking the Primark approach of quantity over quality.
I do wonder as well, though, like, Lal, you're saying he has OCD. I wonder if it's Bruce or Alfred, because it seems this to be more Alfred's kind of thing of like, I have nothing else to do. He's out doing this all night, all this exciting stuff. I better line up the boots, I suppose. Like, he's literally got nothing else to do with his day. So it's like, I better dust the umpteen bat suits that are lying down there. Bruce comes in, he's just like ripping off the suit, just leaving it lying around everywhere.
God damn it, get this thing off.
Could be, but he does give the orders to Alfred, so I presume that he's like, I imagine he's dead bossy and just saying, like, line my boots up. Dust my suits.
I see it as Bruce because, as I've said about 100,000 times, you're sick of me saying, Batman is Bruce. Bruce isn't a real person. He's a fiction. He's a creation. He's a character. Batman is him. He's the real deal. So I think to function as Batman, he has to think in this way. Because he needs to be quick. He needs to be good to go. He needs to get into that costume and hit the streets.
Mm.
He's very damaged.
Yes. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I do like, though, as well, the contrast you get between like Bruce's like sleek efficiency and the real chaotic scramble that Selina's having to do. Because, again, going to the same thing. But he's got this kind of really pristine, like, yep, everything is 100% laid out for me. I can just do this in the coolest manner possible. Where she's skidding around the road, trying to, like, have to put the mask in her teeth while she's driving.
Oh, I love that she does that, though. Do you do that, right? I hold things in my mouth all the time, and I'm worried that I look like a psycho. I'm worried I look really weird. I'll frequently have my hands full and something in my mouth, and then I'll open a door with my foot.
And then he crashes to the ground.
No, I'm elegant. What are you talking about?
I had the exact same note, though, Niall. I put Catwoman and Batman parallels. His frantic, his organised. So it's a bit of like a condensed version of what you'd said. So, good observation.
This is like, oh, yeah, I'm making the same point as you do, but I didn't faff about with all your trying to...
Well,
much like the contrast between Batman, like yours was sleek and efficient, mine was like, oh, it's kind of like she's doing this and that and stuff.
You could also argue, I know she's doing it because she's frantic, as you say, but you could say it's her being a cat again. She's holding something in her mouth. That's how cats carry everything, even their children.
Yeah. I thought you said children there for a bit.
Children.
The children that I killed.
The children.
He's not Anakin Skywalker.
No, they're not children, lol. They're not children. They're younglings.
No, but he does kill the women and the children as well.
Oh, yes. Why are Jedi children younglings, but Tusken... Or what's their actual name they came up with on Star Wars Minute? What was the name?
Tusken Raiders?
No.
Native Tatooiners.
Native Tatooiners. Why are native Tatooiner children?
Because I think the Jedi are upper crust. So they're like, oh no, we're not. We're not your riffraff children. We've got younglings here.
We're far too fancy.
Again, like most things, though, the people will undoubtedly thought of a reason for in Star Wars. It's probably just because George Lucas didn't think about it. And now he's like, oh, well, is someone taking care of this already? Yes, whatever the reason was, they said that. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Of course, he was planning it all along. But in the strict revised draft, he likes to take a little stab at women, as we've discussed. And he does it yet again at this point in the draft. He says, right, it's written, Selina pulls her Catwoman outfit out from underneath the single woman old people magazine Diet Cola can detritus of her Volkswagen.
Stereotyping much?
Yeah, that's quite a mouthful as well. So she's a single woman. Single women have messy cars, apparently. She reads People magazine. She drinks Diet Coke. That's very of the time, I think, being into Diet Coke, like late 80s, early 90s. I think of that. People just drank Diet. So
Diet Coke was very heavily marketed towards women as well. Because I always remember they had that advert with like all the women in the office perving on the window cleaner guy, whoever he was. I had that, I don't want you, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was very heavily like, it's Diet Coke, it's for women. So all these women drinking Diet Coke and stuff.
Well, that's the reason they brought out Coke Zero, isn't it? I know it's technically a slightly different recipe, but the point was, well, I know it's sexist, but I'm not the guy in charge of marketing, okay? They were like, well, men aren't buying it. We're aiming that at women. It's seen as a woman's drink, so let's make one for men. Like you get Pepsi Max. It's like manly. So that was the same reason Coke Zero. Like, well, we need to make one that we aim at men.
The thing is, though, for so many years, I've known plenty of men who have drank Diet Coke. So it's just like, whatever. But I'm sure up in marketing, these guys need to get paid for something. So they're like, all right, we better come up with some crap, I guess.
Plus, we're not the height of masculinity.
Apparently, it is worse for you, though. I drink it. But I have heard that it actually makes you put on weight.
Yeah, apparently.
Because I think there's certain chemicals in it that can disrupt your body, your hormones or something. I don't fully know what I'm talking about here, but I have heard that before, that it's actually worse for you and it's better to just drink the full fat stuff. Yeah, and isn't there something in the sweetener? I might be making this up. I'm sure there's something in the sweetener that makes you hungry. Like your body kind of wants that sugar that it's missing from the diet drink. So it kind of leads you to then end up eating and drinking worse, like later in the day or something. Maybe it's that I'm thinking of, as opposed to a chemical. But there is like aspartame in it. Aspartame? Or aspartame? I don't know how you pronounce it, actually. In America, it's banned, that. This is aspartame. It was banned. Is it still banned? I'm not sure anymore. I don't know. American listeners, is it still banned? Is it still banned? Are these sweeteners still... I know they were, and we were very fast and loose with them, which is normally an American thing to do. Also to say, like, inadvertent kind of shout out to the Mogwai Minute there, Lal, by the reference to full fat Coke. Yeah, which I believe was one of their ongoing debates during the first season about whether you should call it full fat Coke or not. But I've not heard that one. It's a very English expression, but yes, American listeners, I know most of our listeners we do in fact say full fat Coke. Well, I've looked on the Coke can when that was brought up on the show, and it does say fat on the can as well. So, well, there's a bit of like natural fats in it, but I think full fat to an American just sounds like you've added fat. This is a can full of fat. It just. You can open it, and then you just sort of like let it slide out of the can down your throat. Pour your chip fat down the Coke. Delicious. Beautiful. But anyway, we do get the very iconic shot here of Batman marching out and then just posing for the camera, just stopping there and just like
letting you take in like, oh yeah, it's Batman, doesn't he look awesome and stuff.
I love all those shots where it's just like, take in Batman, gaze upon him,
Yeah,
please.
Because there's no reason for him to stop unless he's literally stopping and his hands are wrapping around his sides, going, okay, keys, wallet, phone. Yeah, okay, I think I'm ready to go.
Testicles, spectacles, wallet, and watch.
He's got some fantastic lips on him, hasn't he? He should definitely model for Maybelline. Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
I think Michael Keaton's born with it. Every episode I'm going on about these lips. Jesus Christ. This is where I get it from. Me and Lol talking about them.
He ain't getting no lip fillers there. That's all natural, baby.
That's the thing, though, because we talked about
help.
the fact that he used to go out with Courtney Cox as well. Like, she must have got insanely jealous. You've seen Courtney Cox nowadays. It's all plastic surgery and stuff. It's like, oh, man.
That's what it is. She's like, I want to look like Michael.
Yeah, perhaps she took a photo in and said, can you make my lips as pouty as my ex-boyfriend?
This, please.
That guy she's going out with from Snow Patrol, he was just like, if you could look like Michael Keaton, I'd really appreciate that as well myself, actually.
I like you doing a Northern Irish accent.
I had no idea that she was going out with anyone from Snow Patrol, so that's just news to me.
I think it's Gary Lightbody. I think they used to be going out. I think they still are. That was a big thing, is the fact that like a guy from Derry, just down the road, he was going out with Courtney Cox. So let's go and check here.
I'm not sure I'm allowed to do it.
Let's see, Courtney.
That was terrible.
Oh yeah, it seems like they are still. Apparently they're engaged.
Oh,
it's not Gary Lightbody though. It's Johnny McDade, which is even more intensely Irish name as well.
That was terrible.
Hey, I am Irish or Scottish. I can do it. I can get away with it. I'm allowed now. I'm in the crew.
I didn't even hear that, so I'm just going to assume it was very complimentary to whatever it was.
Yes, you need to get closer to the mic.
I'm an Irish woman. I'm Scouse. It's fine. I am allowed to appropriate the accent because I am one.
I'm a brother in arms. I'm mostly Scottish by blood, but I don't remotely sound it because I'm an illusionist.
Oh, brother in arms, though. That's Dire Straits. That's Geordie, John. That's a completely different kettle of fish.
God damn it!
But yeah. So Johnny, apparently they've been engaged for 4 years. So I was like, this sounds like a rom-com that Courtney Cox is starring.
I was impressed as well here with Bruce getting ready sans butler assistance.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure exactly A, how he got into this costume. But B, I mean, if you've got a butler, let's be honest, the main reason to have a butler is so you don't have to bother putting on your own clothes, right? That's why people do it. Put my socks on. Put my pants on. He's probably not used to putting clothes on.
That's because Alfred's in the corner getting those boots back rearranged properly before.
Alfred in the corner rearranging boots.
Probably then it's been like, actually, I suppose it's inadvertent. I was going to say, like, he'd be like, oh, make sure to pick up another case of Diet Cokes, because I was making a reference to that advert from the first movie. We're like, with Gotham General Store, we're that's the last Diet Coke. But they all tied into the episode perfectly there as well.
That's a good point. Hang on. So the draft mentions Diet Cola, and then the ad is all about Diet Coke.
Yeah. So maybe.
Oh my God! It's been there all along.
Maybe that was Dan Wallace just told, like, oh, you need to get like a mention of Diet Coke in there somewhere. We had a whole big thing with it the last time. But
I also think his cape. Is it just me, or does it look different here? Like, I thought it looked more leathery. It looks like a higher quality, a thicker cape. Than some scenes, it looks very flimsy.
Oh, yeah. I think they did, a real update on the whole suit here. Like, everything was a bit more streamlined. And I think we talked about it in several other episodes where it's like little things they did so he can move a bit more with a bit more agility and stuff.
In this movie, it sometimes looks different. I'm assuming... I couldn't find anything specific on which setup they used for this shot. But I'm assuming they used like a much nicer, fancier one specifically because it's a close-up, it lingers on it. And then when he's running around and stuff, you can give him like a crappier one.
Yeah. I'm surprised, though. Well, actually, this would be just predating the days which you would really see in like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, where like obviously the toy people were like, give him another suit. Like, make sure he's wearing something. Like, this is like to the the casual viewer. This looks just like the suit he wore in the first movie. So you're like, it's the same. They're not really updated it at all, unless you're looking for stuff.
Yeah, it's subtle.
But like nowadays, like every every time Iron Man shows up as a slightly different suit, so they could make a new, completely different kind of toy out of it. So the next,
Yeah, you know where that comes from, though? George Lucas again.
well, even there's the fact that even in Batman Forever, it's like, oh yeah, he's wearing that suit for the whole movie. Then at the end, he shows up in an even more awesome, like it's supposed to be some sort of prototype suit that doesn't do anything different from what we can see the normal Batsuit doing. Now, that's this little flip down eye thing you see towards the. Although we'll talk about that next year, I guess.
I was that sucker kid who would have wanted that toy. I wouldn't want the normal one. But that's rubbish. That is just crap.
But the thing is, I'm surprised they didn't try to like do an overhaul. The one thing I always think that was sort of a slightly wasted opportunity is that you see like behind the scenes bits of them making the Batsuit, this Batsuit in particular, before they've painted it black. And it's just kind of like a light gray, and it looks like the Batman suit from the comics. So if you imagine, like, you put the black cape and the black cowl on top of that, black gloves, black boots, he'll be a time bomb. No, but he's but then just that gray outfit.
Oh my god, what a great reference! Let me just interrupt you there. I never ever expected a Rancid reference.
They're in the air
on this podcast.
I thought a Rancid as well.
Oh my god! I tip my pork pie hat to you.
But if they had all like the rest of the attire black and then the gray bodysuit, it actually would have looked really cool. I was surprised no one at some point said, "God, just leave it gray." But
can I be controversial? I don't like the gray suit.
What? Any particular reason, or
I don't think it makes sense. I think he would wear black. Not only he's a creature of the night. You know, he wants to blend into the shadows. The grey. I get why for cartoons and things they do it, because it would be really hard to put him in shadows in the black and draw it right. It'd be awkward. But I don't want to see that in a film, really, unless it's an insanely dark grey.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he would be that hidden.
Like a steel grey. Sort of battleship grey.
Yeah, like
that would work. But
doesn't
not
Affleck
like...
have like a very dark grey?
Yeah,
that works. So. He gets away with that. And I don't defend those movies lightly, but I'll defend everything about Batman.
I think they usually do like in the comics and stuff. Well, in the comics they have a freaking big bright blue goddamn cape and stuff as well. But I think they're like, oh no, he's blending into the shadows. He gets the cape over the body, so you can't really see him. But even then, it's just like, well, why not just make it easier for yourself and have it be all black all the time? But I'm sure.
I think it is literally a drawing issue. Like, imagine drawing Shadow and Batman as black.
Oh, totally. It's one. Yeah,
it would be. You could do it, but I think it would just be a real pain.
I would love one movie just for once to have the eyebrows drawn on like the old 60s one. They're so silly, but it would be fun.
I think you're close to that though with the Ben Affleck one, because his scowl is very cartoonishly pronounced, which is why I don't like that outfit, because you see it and you're just like, oh, he just looks really silly. The little short stubby ears and this big aggressively, like, might as well be drawn on. Friggin' eyebrows are so like weird looking. And it's just like, nah, it doesn't look good. But
nah, they don't. I said that. It probably would annoy me. I'd be like, why have they done that? But I would also find it funny.
But that's the double-edged thing. Like, when we get to the nipples, I love the nipples because they're awful.
But anyway, because we can tear on though, because then we get the return of Mayor Roscoe Jenkins back in Gotham Plaza. Thank God we've been away from Gotham Plaza for too long.
Oh yeah, and you know what he's doing? He's giving a speech again. Yeah. Yay! Also, we do see the Batmobile temporarily. There's nothing new to say about it other than it goes into beetle mode.
Oh baby. Yeah, and they've also used a bit. They're doing it with CGI rather than stop motion this time, which is
it works though. I think it looks like the stop motion. Like they've CGI'd the stop motion effect.
Yeah. That's like, but again, too, I'm surprised they didn't try to do any updates for that. Where they're like, I want to make it look a bit different. If you do, maybe he's got new shields for it. It's something we can put on a toy. But, But no, it's back to the Batmobile you saw in the previous films. Like, yeah, this one looks the same.
I love the way as well going to the mayor, because he's here giving the speech. And he admits that, yes, Gotham seems a bit beleaguered these days. Yeah, on your watch, fool. You're the mayor. You're supposed to be in charge of this crap.
To be fair, though, we did speculate because
Typical politician.
the Penguin did mention earlier, like, oh, elections happen in November. Is this lot late December? We don't know how long into the reign of Roscoe Jenkins we are here. Like, this could be literally his first month in the job, where he's like, yeah, I only got here in November, so.
Oh, that's the implication I got, was he's been there 5 minutes.
I was like, he's just been like, oh, I've been around for like a year or so, but then this is like a year and a month. But like, yeah, I think it could be just. So I wouldn't say it's on his watch. It's just more like, well, I can't really, that's when like. People used to blame Obama for, like, he said he was going to do this and that. They never got around to it. It's like, well, you can't just walk in and wave a magic wand.
True. You can't just, especially, let's be honest, from our perspective, as we've said before, what the hell does the mayor do? In England, the mayor does nothing. The mayor isn't responsible for anything. The mayor wouldn't be doing this speech.
Who is the actor playing the mayor? Because when I initially saw it, I thought it was the cigarette smoking man from X-Files. That he's very similar, but I think this guy might be a bit too young.
Yeah, it's not him, but I get that.
There is a vibe, and he sounds like he's possibly Canadian as well.
Oh, this is the very popular sort of character actor Michael Murphy. I know, like, Lol, you might be thinking, like, oh, Mike Murphy from RT's Winning Streak. But it's not. It's not that Michael Murphy. It's a different guy.
I have no idea who that is.
That's the point.
But, yeah, he's been in loads of stuff. He was in Manhattan. He was, like, one of Woody Allen's mates in that.
Oh, crap. Even I forgot that. I know we talked about it. It's come flooding back to me. But, yeah, Jesus.
He is one of those guys. Like, you've seen this guy in, like, a million things. He's one of the few actors, I believe, as well, to have, up until recently, you got crossing over between the DC movies and the Marvel movies. I think he might have been one of the first, because he was in, obviously he was in this, the DC movie, and then X-Men The Last Stand was obviously Marvel movie. But nowadays, you can't stop it. You got, like, friggin' Michelle Pfeiffer, DC movie right here, Marvel movie with Ant-Man and the Wasp. You got Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton
himself, doing the Vulture for Marvel. Lawrence Fishburne, I believe, is also part of that, and he did also Ant-Man and the Wasp with Michelle Pfeiffer. But then he was Perry White in the more recent Superman films and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, who the hell is he in the DC universe? I completely forgot about that character.
Yeah, I think that might be a very select few as well. It probably is somebody else I'm forgetting. But, like, yeah.
But this guy originated it. Everyone else is copying him.
This could be like he might have been one of the first who's like, yep, I did it. I'm a trailblazer, baby.
That would just be on his gravestone, trailblazer.
Like, oh, the first guy, he was like, I never wanted to talk about Batman Returns again, but everybody keeps mentioning the fact that I did this.
I like the way as well they try and kind of show that the mayor, they're not too nasty to him, the filmmakers, but they try and show him as a little bit out of his depth with little subtle things. Like he's talking on the mic and he gets insane feedback on it. It just makes him look a little bit incompetent. He doesn't really know what he's doing. I like that.
It's just the fact he does look very, very stressed, because it is literally like my problem. Like, I became mayor of this crazy city, and then my problem started when this business guy came in and told me, hey, I want to build this power plant. And I was like, we don't need a power plant. We've got too much power already. And then all this crap just landed on my door now. So I've got some mutants telling me that he's going up against me as mayor because I've let the circus gang that he was once affiliated with go crazy in the city, but no one's going, hey, isn't the Penguin supposed to be the leader of the Red Triangle Gang? Why are we trusting him over me and stuff? But and then, yeah, now I've got to go out and do this tree lighting again, and like, oh my god, so much crazy crap going on. So yeah, I can understand, like, he just wanted to put his feet up. It's close to Christmas. He's like, I just want to spend some time with my family, and all of a sudden, the week before Christmas or whatever, all this crap just landed on his door.
You're a bit nicer to him, because I'm being a bit harsh, I'll admit, but like, you talk about trust, right? Why would we trust anything this guy says? Because he comes out and says the police and government have things well in hand. Like, again, why would we accept this information? Not one thing he said has been true, or one thing he's done has gone well. Nothing of good has happened with this guy as the mayor that we've seen.
It might be because he's still naive, because this might be his first month in the job. So Commissioner Gordon told him, like, oh yeah, I'm on top of it. And he believed him.
yeah. He thinks, oh, well, he's the commissioner. He must be good. No, he's not.
And there's like somewhere Mayor Borg heard about this, and he's like, "What? Jim Gordon told you he had it in hand?" Oh man.
But see, I think we need a new mayor. We need a short mayor.
Oh, you're throwing your
a
weight behind
grizzly
Cobblepot
mayor.
now. You're like, oh,
I'm throwing my weight behind Cobblepot 110%. He's going to clean up this city with no repercussions of any kind.
well, we'll see, John. But yeah, then we do get the approach of the Red Triangle gang to the cocooned Batmobile. But that's it for this minute, yeah, in terms of action. So
Yeah, I've only got one more thing. The strict revised draft again. In that, the mayor is only concerned about all this being like a bloody party again. That's all he wants to do is throw a party. Much like the last movie. What is it with mayors just wanting to throw shindigs?
He's a party man.
He's a party man. Oh my god, the song was really about the mayor.
It was a precursor to the mayor.
Oh my god. See, people aren't worried about this. They want you to fix the crime. Stop trying to throw parties.
It's distraction, isn't it? Distract the masses with a party.
Yeah, but there's distraction, and then there's people like getting gunned down in the streets. So I think you need to deal with it at this point.
people
Well,
are dying.
Yes.
It's not doing so well, Gotham, so it's like, let's just ignore it. Ignore your troubles, be happy, have a party, forget about it.
Yesterday.
It's hard to tell though with what the mayor we got on screen, because it's like, oh, the one in the script wants going on about parties and stuff like Mayor Borg. This guy, it kind of looks like he might be doing something a bit more, but at the same time, like at least Mayor Borg was like, we need to do this bicentennial, and I'm gonna go out there and get people with a shotgun if I have to, and all this business. But this guy,
Force feed them hot dogs, ram them down their throats.
we've not even seen any kind of counter campaign from this mayor. Maybe he is just lazing around, just like oh man. Oh, I tell you, I am beleaguered these days.
What we really need in the next movie, I wonder if it happens. We haven't got there yet, and clearly we've never seen it before. What I want in the next movie is the return of Borg.
That sounds like a Star Trek thing.
Yeah, he is. He's a Borg mayor. He's a part of the collective. That's why he was so efficient.
That's the thing. We do get one scene of the mayor in Batman Forever. I'm looking forward to that scene.
Oh yeah,
because like one line where he stands up in the circus like, "What do you want, Harvey? What, Mr. Mayor? Why, Batman?" and all this business. So.
That's why that movie's not as good. There's not enough mayor action.
For some reason, I have a feeling we'll probably come up with a lot of mayor action when we get around to it.
We'll make it work, but I'm hot for the mayor. I need more.
But I think it would be great throughout Batman Forever when everything's going wrong, and just like some people are still like, this wouldn't have happened under Cobblepot. I tell you, I would have voted for him. He's right. We were wretched pinheaded puppets. Like that, he was calling us out. He was 100% correct.
Can we please put this out there to the listeners? Somebody create a what if comic. What if he did become the mayor? Yeah,
that would be a good one actually, to see an alternate reality of Gotham by Cobblepot. It's like I know it would have just been though. Max Schreck would have got his power plant, and then everything would have.
Yeah.
I think the place would stink. There'd just be
a fish. Or...
Yeah, fish would just be piped out from like every grate in the city.
So instead of steam that we had in the last film, we talked a lot about steam with Briley there.
Fishy steam.
Would it just be fish, like physical fish flying out, or fish smoke?
like mackerel-y, proper stinking
mackerel
fish.
scent. That's a bit like a dish you'd get at Heston Blumenthal's restaurant, isn't it? Fish smoke that you inhale.
Yeah, it is actually.
He does have salmon candy floss, or cotton candy to you Americans.
That's what I actually was thinking though. If Cobblepot was mayor, because we were like, oh yeah, because Max Schreck thinks of him as a stooge. But we know how crafty the Penguin actually is, because he's playing Max anyway. He already knows what he's up to. Because he's already like, oh yeah, I'm like friggin' lied about, I don't know who my parents are, when I was just looking to get access to the city birth certificates and stuff. So it could be that like Cobblepot could become mayor, Max would be like, okay, now you need to get my power plant rolling, and Cobblepot will be just like, nah. You go yourself, Max. I ain't doing nothing for you.
I'd like that. And he just bumps him off, maybe. Just gets rid of him, gets rid of the problem. And he actually does become the mayor. I know, obviously, we see through the course of this film, things transpire to stop that.
Yeah.
And he ends up strapping rockets to penguins. But say that didn't happen.
But yeah, I'm good to go for this minute, guys. Have you?
Yeah. All noted out.
Yeah, same here.
So, before we head into the dark, dark night, I haven't actually been through this with you at all, Lol, even though we live together. Do you have anything you'd like to plug, or would you like to tell the listeners where they can find you online, Instagram, Twitter, etc.?
Well, this is my third podcast appearance, so you can catch me on the Mogwai Minute. I'm not sure of the minutes. They're quite early on. And you can also catch me on Mean Girls Minute with Niall.
Hey. And you have an Instagram of fashion.
Yes, I do. Kamikaze Rainbow. It's a little bit up in the air. I'm trying to do more with it, but I haven't had a lot of spare time. But I am very interested in fashion and clothes, so follow me. I need more followers on it. Please follow me.
Yes, give her a follow, because I'm trying to convince her to use it on a daily basis.
Was that a deliberate sort of like, that sounded like that was the actual tagline though? It was a Kamikaze Rainbow. It's a little bit up in the air. Like, hey.
Oh my God, there you go. There's a tagline.
Oh, I like that. That's really cute, actually.
That actually works. It's like a double meaning. Oh my God. Yeah, get some business cards printed quick.
I do have the hashtag Be a Rainbow, and that's kind of my sort of philosophy. So.
Luck be a rainbow tonight. But yes, do check all of those out, and check us out on Facebook at the Bat Minute Listeners Cave, and on Twitter at Bat Minute, and Instagram. Where else? Tumblr's a thing still, I guess. I don't know. You can ask for a date on Tinder with Niall, if you want. All of that nonsense, and join us again on Wednesday for more Bat Minute fun with Minute 77. See you then.
Greetings, Bat Travelers. You are here because you have an addiction to the dark and the macabre. An urge to learn more about the subsequent sequence of events in this motion picture. I can inform you that next time we shall speak of an avalanche of arch-fiends who deactivate the arachnid-ish armor around our hero's automobile. But is it more than his vehicle they want to steal? Meanwhile, after spying the personage of a misappropriated potentate, will the Chevalier walk into a snare without being beware post-haste? The answer lies in Wednesday's episode, dear listener. But beware, it may not be for the faint of heart.